All right, I thought I'd come out here and see what he's doing. Oh, he's got something hanging from the
rafters.
Painting it up.
This was an adjustable light bar that had a bunch of lights on it. Originally, I think it was for doing auto body work. This channel ran here had lights on it, and I think my grandfather or my uncle repurposed it and made it into a grinder stand for a bench grinder. And I didn't like the way the bench grinder mounted to it, so I welded these two pieces of channel iron on here to fit the bench grinder that I have that goes on that. That piece fits down into this piece, which fits down into that piece, which I think this is an old Ford truck rim brake drum. And it'll all be adjustable for height, and it'll tilt. And it's rough as a cob. This isn't fine machine working at any rate, but it'll get the job done. I just felt like I'd put a little coat of paint on it. See if I can make it look better.
Yep. And we have to deal with all of this. I'll just do a 360. All of Scott's toys, but there are some 72 Buick Skylark parts all around. Yeah. So let me finish doing a 360. Greg brought home two spools.
Hidden back behind that pile of wood is a joiner that I need to put it back together. It's basically ready to go back together and be aligned. It probably needs new knives on it.
Yeah.
And then this planer needs some work. Everything else in here works. Bandsaw works. I've done a lot of work to fix that bandsaw. The drill press was new. The scroll saw, I bought it used. It had a blown motor controller on it.
The lathe there was your grandfather's.
Yeah, this is a Barnes number 5 treadle lathe. It predates the 1900s. It originally had a big flywheel out here, ran these speed cones, and then over between the legs there were a set of pedals, and there was a pedestal seat that slid along a rail on the back, and you'd pedal this thing to turn metal. So, when you get the apprentice to run the lathe, well, he'd be on the backside, he could pedal while you could be turning stuff. Table saw was purchased new. This was a rusted Hulk. I just love this DeWalt radial arm saw. It was free, and if it's free, it's for me.
This is the one we had to drive to the other side of Atlanta to get, right?
No, that's one of the big ones that's came and gone through my possessions.
Oh.
Dale picked this up in Atlanta and brought it to me. It was so rusted, I had to take a pry bar to get the carriage assembly out. I derusted it, rebuilt it. I found a larger motor from a different model saw and adapted it to this saw. So this is a real nice machine. It's one of my favorite woodworking tools.
Well, we've been using the daylights out of it. And then you built that table there, right?
Yeah, and I'm going to tear this down. It's a little big, and it just tends to catch clutter. I think I'm going to cut it down to about this length and build a base for it that's out of wood and junk this steel base.
Okay, and what will you do with the rest of that countertop?
I don't know.
Says Becky, winking.
Wink,
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 wink, wink.
We can certainly work something out. Wink, wink.
So,
I'm sure we can come to an agreement.
Greg's moped, he's got it partially tore apart because he left it setting, and now it needs to have a carburetor fixed up and everything. And what else you got in here? A welding table?
Yeah, I built that out of old radial arm saw base. I had the base cut down to half size and welded those channel irons on there. So it makes pretty good welding table, assembly base. place to store junk.
Yeah. And all of these metal shelves that you see in here, he got those.
Those were surplus at work when I worked for Bose Corporation, and I brought them all home. I had to buy these little clips from Grainger, put it together.
Yeah.
Uh,
We're debating whether to break them down and take them with us, I think. Are we? Or are we going to?
Just depends on if we have a place for them.
Yeah. And then all of the lights in here were also repurposed lights. We didn't
Yeah.
buy any of this new, but Scott did all of the wiring in here and put all these lights in because it had just like a couple light bulbs, didn't it?
It had one bare bulb in there.
Yeah.
This table saw is kind of a double-edged sword. It's big and powerful. It's really good for breaking down sheet goods. It rips well. It's got enough room on the south feed table where I have a router table built into it. There's a 3 horsepower food router, and I built this fence out of this aluminum extrusions that were off on the scrap pile at work. But this thing is really big. It takes up a lot of space in the shop, and
It weighs a lot.
yeah.
It was all we could do to get it back off the pickup truck when I went and picked it up for him.
And because it's 3 horsepower, it's exclusively 240. It won't run on 120. And I'm a little scared of it sometimes because 3 horse, if something goes wrong, it's going to throw wood at me.
Yeah.
And, I can't stall it. That's only about a horse and a half. If something pinches or goes wrong, I can stall the motor on that. Or on a smaller table saw, you can stall the motor. But I mean, I'm real cautious with this machine because it is so powerful. It'll hurt you if you.
But it does come in handy when we're dealing with, like you said, like plywood or long lengths that need to be split down the length wise.
Yeah, and it's because it's a big, heavy industrial machine. It stays in alignment. You get it in alignment right on it. It stays in alignment. You don't have to putz around with it like you might with a smaller machine.
Yeah.
That's the nickel tour.
That's Scott's nickel tour. That might be the title. So yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff. We've gone through a lot of the products, the materials, and gotten rid of the stuff that, like paint that had dried up inside it, and
This is the grinder that is going to go on that base, and it's an old Sears Roebuck from the '60s. Something my uncle Jesse owned. A little 6-inch grinder, and I really like this older stuff. Anywhere from the 30s on into the 60s. Yeah, it was just well made. It's just not like the plastic and crap you buy today. I'd a whole lot rather have an old machine like that than something brand new and fancy.
yeah.
They're just good old heavy iron. They're just good old girls. So they'll just work hard for you.
Yep. Oh, this is Greg's new addition.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Buddy is an intact male.
As you can see, he's all man. I'm very proud of him.
And he makes the side of the house not smell so nice. But I told Greg, do not let that cat in the house because we don't know if he's carrying some disease or anything. But he shows up and he's always starving and hungry. And Greg took pity on him, so Greg has a second outdoor cat. But, yeah. So Scott's been busy with a few little projects, got that mantle installed. I shared that in our live that we did just a minute ago, but he snuck back out here and I figured I'd come out and do a video.
Up at the other house in the garage, there's some really big old rough sawn oak beams.
Uh-huh.
And I might use that to make the base for my new workbench. the smaller, more compact workbench, because I'm real close to putting the joiner back together. I bought it used, and it was a basket case. So the joiner is almost ready to go back together, and then I have a 15-inch planer over there that I wish I'd never bought, but I have everything to make it right. So I should be able to machine and mill that rough sawn oak timbers and turn a silk purse into Sal's ear into a silk purse.
And he dragged a bunch of used plywood to the street today. It was from our recycled pallets that we collected to build the shed out back. And we decided we needed to go ahead and start thinning some of this stuff out of our way and get rid of the stuff we really don't want to move to a new house. So he did that today. And the neighbor that lives right behind us, she drove over to ask if we would please trim our crepe myrtles because they're messing her pool pump up. So I got to do that tomorrow.
If I had my chainsaw here, I'd cut it to the ground.
The crepe myrtles?
If Becky lets me.
Not the crepe myrtles you can't cut to the ground.
Very well.
Gotta leave something back there. I'm willing to let the chestnut tree go simply because it's damaged.
Well,
But
yeah.
if we trim them back and we can sell the house before they get too big again, this will be the only time we have to do it.
Yeah, that's true. We'll do crepe murder.
I hate to do crepe myrtle. I would like crepe myrtles to be left to grow as tall as they wanted to. But you can see Scott's got quite the collection of odds and end lumber and miscellaneous tools, and oh, he wants to show something else. This is like an afternoon with Scott in the shop.
Yeah. These little planes, this little block plane, and this little number 4 handyman plane. I bought these both at the antique shop for next to nothing, and they're not particularly collectible. This little Stanley block plane, I think I paid $8 or $9 for it, and this is a Fulton, or at least the blade in it is a Fulton, and it's what I'd call just a handyman plane. The fit and finish on it is not very good. You know, it's not worth a lot of money. I think I paid $11 for this plane. But I flattened the sole on this.
Don't cut yourself.
I did just cut myself. And sharpened this blade. And just cleaned it up. And it's, you know, it's just another good old tool, even though it's not the finest plane you could buy. This thing just cuts. I have used the devil out of this. It adjusts easy. It's just a good old tool, and I'd much rather have something like this than something new. It just brings me joy when I refurbish something like this, and then you hear that blade sing on a board, and it's just those beautiful shavings. It's just
It
wonderful.
makes curls.
Yeah.
Oh, tell them about the corn crib over there.
Oh yeah. Well, no, it's a.
It's a grinder, right? I don't know if I can get over there.
For field corn, this will take the dried field corn off of the cob. So it's got those.
Yeah, it just
knots
kind of
on
clears
it.
them off.
You just feed corn down in there, and then the cob comes out here, and corn comes out of a chute, and you get this filled up, and then you can open the little trap here, and the corn will fall out into your sack, so you can take it and have grits ground. This was my grandfather's.
And then all of those tools, and we didn't tell them about this piece
Oh yeah,
here.
this is a little forge. It's got a little blower on it. It's clay lined. It's cast iron with a clay lining. And I actually use this to do a little blacksmithing. I brought some iron up to temperature so I could bend it to make some supports on the outfeed table for that table saw. So that's my granddaddy's. This is a Total Shop 15-inch planer. If you ever have an opportunity to buy one of these, please turn around and run the other way.
And you want to tell them why you say that?
Well, the chip breaker is a rough casting. The chip breaker is right down in here, and I bought a steel chip breaker for a Grizzly machine that'll fit this machine. The castings are rough on it. There's a cover over here. There's a gearbox on this. There's a gearbox right there. And that thing just leaks like a sieve. I think I'm going to put corn head grease in that instead of oil. It's supposed to have gear oil in it. It's just not well made. It's a early 1980s Taiwan machine when they really weren't making the best machines in the world, and it's really hard to work on. And I would have been dollars ahead had I just went and bought a new planer. And the scroll saw, it was used. Lightning struck it at this wood shop. Somebody I know, his insurance bought him another one because it was brand new. There's a little motor controller that controls this DC motor. So I paid $70 for it. Bought another motor controller for it. Stuck it in there. Does a good job. I don't scroll saw much, but
I like to do the scroll saw
pretty
stuff.
and this guy's all El Cheapo. This is a Harbor Freight or Har Fraught. But it's been a remarkably good drill press. The switch failed on it. I had to make me a plate and put another switch in. It does what it's supposed to do. It's a little rough, but
Works.
it's good enough. Good enough for me.
Okay, guys. I just thought you might like a chat with Scott in the shop.
Yeah, I think I've replaced every bearing in this thing. Aligned it up. This old Rockwell bandsaw, it was in rough shape. It was rough as a cob, but I didn't pay much for it.
Yeah. See, that's what you can buy. You can buy something old and then make it new again, and not everybody can do that. So I'm kind of lucky that you can do that kind of stuff.
I'm happy to do it. I like doing it. So
All right.
that makes all the difference in the world.
All right. That's all from the shop. Bye.
Bye.